I'm coming from it from a researcher's perspective, and what I do is I actually work in mainly chronic disease management, and I'm very focused on self-management. So what does that mean? I work as a family doctor, and what I've found, or what many of us have found, is that many of our patients deal with chronic illnesses such as MS, depression, high blood pressure, heart disease, lung disease. And they come and see me. My appointments are actually, 10 to 15-minute appointments. You can't even see me for 30 minutes, which is pretty good. But in the course of that appointment, it's incredibly challenging for the patient to be able to really bring up, I think, the issues that are affecting them on a day-to-day basis. And what I focus on is where my priorities are, and look at your blood pressure. I think we've got to increase your medication. You should exercise more. Smoking is bad, please quit. And I dispense advice like that. In 15 minutes, the patient leaves. And then, of course, when I see them back again, they haven't done any of that. So why not? And what can I do? What I was asking myself is, what can I do as a family doctor to try to improve that? And what should we be doing in the healthcare system? So my research is completely focused on that. And chronic disease self-management, the actual project that we're doing now in this area in Champlain region, is all about trying to support patients on that journey that they have with their chronic illness. So we have now implemented a course that people can take in the region, and it's a 6-week course. It's happening in a variety of communities. It's happening in the hospital. It's happening in community centers, church groups, and patients who have any type of chronic illness, however they define it, are able to attend this course. And the focus really is all about learning how to manage your symptoms, your health goals, and your day-to-day life, whatever those goals would be. So it's very general. It's not about, this is a course about diabetes, or let's talk about MS, or you need more knowledge about your depression. It's not about that at all. It's much more about how do you manage your pain, and what kinds of things can you do when you leave your doctor's office, because I probably didn't do much, to actually manage the pain the next day and the next day. How can you sleep better? How can you, if you choose to, how can you actually start an exercise program? What's the way that you can actually determine what your goals are, and how do you communicate that to your doctor, to the healthcare system, and get them to help you? So each week is a focused session. They run for 2 hours. And the very interesting thing about it is that in many of these courses, it's actually run by peers. And the more that the peer, or somebody who is in your peer group, runs the course, the more successful in other areas this course has been found to be. The research perspective that we're trying to do in this area is to really evaluate this course and see from a perspective of the patients, is this really working? So there's a lot of research that's come out of different countries, which has been quite mixed. Originally it came out of the US, and it was very attractive to a lot of health regions, because in the United States they were able to show that if a patient with a chronic disease did this 6-week course, they actually visited the doctor less, and they didn't need to go to the emergency department as well, because they were much more confident about dealing with their various issues, and they just didn't need to access the services as much. But in other areas where the health system is free, basically, that they haven't actually been able to demonstrate that as much. So in Canada, as we see a lot of the regions implementing this program, and it's being offered on a widespread basis, I'm very interested in being able to look at it from a perspective of, are we getting the same results that they've found in other countries? What do patients who take this course think about it, who are Canadian? What is it addressing sort of the needs of Canadians? Who are the best people to target this course to? So right now, in terms of the recruiting for it, it's offered as a program, so it's not, anybody can take it regardless of whether or not they participate in the research aspect of it. And often what you get when you introduce a course like this is you get people who are very interested in their conditions and are actually very motivated to change. That's the group that you get first. But really the people who you would like to, or it could potentially help the most, are in fact people who are struggling a lot with their condition and really don't know how to get on track, and they have diabetes and it's out of control, and they're using the insulin, they don't like to take it, they don't like the injections. that sort of group of people. So we're very interested in offering it on a widespread basis and then being able to do the research and evaluate who is it going to work for the best. There have been some issues, or I would say some of the challenges that we've had in terms of running a course like this is actually being able to recruit then a broad enough group of people who can really give us that type of answer. So as I said, a lot of the people who initially came in on the pilot were very motivated and really enjoyed the type of group thing, but there's a lot of other people who don't necessarily want to participate in a group. They don't want to talk about their health issues with other people, so we have to be always thinking about that group. The other aspect of it is the aspect of the evaluation. So in this case, there isn't, you're not going to die if you don't do it, and if you don't complete the survey. But we do ask that the people who participate that they do consent to complete a survey for us. And with that survey, in order for us as the research team to get the right information, we want to be able to contact the patients who are participating again, and probably a few times, so 2 or 3 contacts. So that's a bit intrusive. We do ask personal health questions of the people who are participating. And the other aspect of it is that we're trying to link it, and we're doing a lot of work looking at how much are people who do this sort of course accessing the healthcare system. And one of the best ways to do that is to actually look at the visit data from the hospitals and from family doctors' offices. And to do that, we request people's healthcare numbers. So again, quite personal, a lot of personal information that we're requesting from patients. And surprisingly enough, we've actually had more success, I would say, or people willing to participate than I was expecting on that basis. The issues that we've had more, I would say, from that perspective is actually dealing with some of the privacy and actually dealing with our research ethics board, because there is a huge culture of sorry, just put you on the spot. That's right. Yeah. But there is in this sort of area now, in terms of the culture of the privacy, as a researcher who's asking to get this type of health information, it is quite challenging because we need to spend a lot of time explaining, I think, to people who are participating and the people who are running the group, what exactly are we going to do with this information. The bottom line is that what we want to be able to do is make recommendations and decide whether or not this type of a program should be continued. Should you add in other components? Is it really working? So as a health region, it's important to get that information. It's in no way evaluating the different community groups that are running it, but it does take a lot of effort and I think time to get to know the people who are participating and who are running it to explain how we're using that information. And if we do that, then we have been able to get a response rate, so people who are completing and actually participating in the evaluation part of about 70 to 80% of all of the patients who are doing the course. So it's I look forward to being able to maybe a year from now tell you that it's all going wonderfully and the course works really well in the Ottawa area. So look for that. I'm very, very, very optimistic about it. And if we do it right, then I won't need to keep working as a family doctor because everybody will do it without me. So anyways, thank you.